Crypto Andrew Show. Let's get started, and we're going to talk about what's going on in the crypto market. Right now, Bitcoin is going sideways. We're sitting at $85,000 or around that level. But gold, on the other hand, is really pumping to the upside. And I for the first time today, looked at the gold chart. And I do believe sometime next week, probably on Monday, I will actually buy gold for the first time based on what I see. So I'll dive into that, but we're still going to get into Bitcoin that still runs the show despite it doing literally nothing. So let me share my screen with you and we can get started. It's not quite 11, so I'll give it a moment. By the way, yes, we're going live a few days earlier because this Saturday I have other things going on, so I didn't want to have to forfeit the live stream, so I'm doing it a few days early. Plus, it's good to talk about going into tomorrow where the markets are not open. It's good to talk about this because I presume on Saturday there won't be much going on either, so at least we can talk about what gold did today. So with that being said, let's look at the charts. If you guys are new, appreciate if you guys hit the like and hit the follow button if you guys are watching on TikTok, and the likes are either way. If you guys are watching YouTube, I appreciate if you guys hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I post a video. Let me share my screen with you and we can see what's going on. I do also, before let's look at the crypto fear and greed index like we usually do, and then we can go for music up a little bit more so that you guys can hear it a little bit. Well, then we can go from there. Right now, we're currently at 33 on the fear. Yesterday, we were at 30. Last week, we were at 25. And last month, we were at 32. And the lowest we got was 2 months ago, I remember, was 10. So we are still in fear on that regard. I'm still accumulating Bitcoin. I might buy more Bitcoin tomorrow, actually. The banks, as long as the bank is open, I can go deposit some money and I'll go buy another few $100s of Bitcoin. It's nothing crazy, right? But I still will go buy more Bitcoin. So I do need to do a sound check before I get too far into this. I did a live stream a week or two ago, and I did the entire live stream only to find out I had no sound on YouTube, so that was kind of a little bit of a problem. So let me just verify that the sound is correct and working. It's kind of a little bit. There we go. It sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so now let's go over to Bitcoin and see what's going on. If you guys have requests, like always, you just let me know and we'll look at them. But for right now, this is what I see going on here on the 50-minute time frame for Bitcoin. So just starting out here on the 50-minute time frame, I see a bull pennant here. I did long Bitcoin earlier today. I made a very little bit of money. All things considered, today was not the best day to trade. It wasn't. Bitcoin got a small move up to the upside, but right now on the 15-minute time frame, nonetheless, this is a bull pennant with a measure move of approximately $86,600. This was the same measure move that I gave my trading group earlier today. You got a small move up to about 85K and then a small move down. I sold at 85,150 and the high was 85,450 or 460. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, Bitcoin on the 50-minute time frame, you have oversold RSI. You're in a flag. You're above the 200. And really, those are great signs. And if you really want to go on top of all that, the fourth great reason to be in a long right now on Bitcoin, not financial advice, of course. I'm just telling you what I see on the charts. The money flow is bullish on the 15 minutes. So you have four things going in your favor for a long right now. And to top all of that off, you are sitting on support right here at approximately $84,800. So if you hold 84.8, that is support. You might lose it here, but the 50-minute time frame suggests you don't. The half-hour time frame suggests you don't. That's oversold as well. So we'll see what happens. The 1-hour time frame, yes, that is oversold or overbought. 4 hours definitely overbought. So again, just be cautious. 8 hours lackluster, 12 hours in a downtrend, and the daily is cooked, as is the 3-day. But I would just say for the rest of tonight, I see if you hold 84.8, I see a move coming back to the upside on Bitcoin. Now, here's the other situation. If Bitcoin cannot hold $84,800, then really your next support to the downside would be $82,700. So the bulls must hold 84.8. If you can't, I'd be looking for a move to the downside. Let's go over and look at Bookmap and see what's going on with Bookmap. Bookmap did kind of change with how they show all the orders, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what they did. At least if you're watching on YouTube, their actual Bookmap thing, they have an actual app that they did not change that. So 84,700, that is currently where we are sitting, and that's currently right here. Yeah, I don't see a lot of orders to the upside or downside. It looks pretty even to me. either way. So really, Bookmap is kind of saying, yeah, we probably just go sideways, and maybe we just trade between 84.7 and really 85K the rest of the night. We'll see. Bookmap really actually doesn't tell you either way what's going to happen. So these red balls up here do say there's a few orders, but that's basically where we are right now. That's at 84.8. So again, to me, I would be looking for sideways price action between 84.6, 84.7, and really 85K. And I guess I would leave it at that. But if you don't go off Bookmap, I would be looking for long here on Bitcoin based on the 15.5 hours. So if I had to call anything for tonight, I'd be looking for a bounce here on Bitcoin. Let me look at the 5-minute time frame and see what's going on. See, the 5-minute is kind of lackluster and wants to roll over. And actually, now when I look at the 5-minute, it does look like we dump. So I would actually call for a dump to the downside here based on what I see as a left shoulder ahead and now a right shoulder is forming on Bitcoin. And that does not look fantastic to me. I don't know, man. I would, based on the 5-minute, it looks like you get a move to the downside, probably down to 84.2 or 84.1. So we'll see what happens. But that at this point looks like the most likely scenario is a move to the downside. And again, I just said, if you can't hold 84.8, eventually you're likely to test 82.7. That's the next support to the downside. And also, if you do dump here, you'd be breaking this upsloping trend line. So to me, I think the most likely scenario is based on the 5-minute head and shoulders, is that you get the move to the downside down to 82.7. That's what I'm looking for. And honestly, at this point, based on that, 15-minute looked good, but the smaller time frames are going to lead the way. And that looks like you are going to dump. And the 15-minute looked decent, but it didn't look fantastic, kind of lackluster. So I would, at this point, if I had to do anything, if I had to be in a trade, I would be in a short on Bitcoin. So I'll leave it at that. If Bitcoin dumps, the altcoins would dump as well, most likely. So we'll see what happens. If you guys have requests for other altcoins, let me know. Otherwise, I do want to go over and look at Bookmap. I'm sorry, at gold. So yeah, let me do that really quickly. Okay, so right now on gold made a new all-time high on Wednesday. That was 2 days ago. And then you got to dip all the way down to 80 or 32.96. So right now gold is trying to hold 32.96. And if you can do that, I see a bounce coming here for gold sometime early next week. Your measure move would be a slightly new all-time high up to about 33.75. So see what happens. But I see a bull pennant. I see gold being in a bull pennant with, again, a measure move of about 32.75. So we'll see what happens. But gold looks good for a move to the upside. 50 minutes over about half hour looks good. But again, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, sometime Monday, this is about to get oversold and make a higher low. And really, you could enter long on gold. Monday, around 33.30, with a stop below 32.95. So that is another trade setup. I would just be in a swing trade. But to me, gold looks like, it looks like a long. You're making a higher low. RSI is oversold. You're above the 21. You're above the 200. So I would be interested in a long here. And somehow, some way, even the 5.5-hour time frame on gold, money flow doesn't look horrible. Although it is coming down, I guess, a little bit. So it doesn't look great either. I would, man, this is not financial advice, but I think there's a 75% chance or higher I end up buying gold probably Monday afternoon. So we'll see what happens. But to me, at this point, I'm looking for another move to the upside on gold sometime next week. And probably, again, an all-time high next week for gold as well. So Bitcoin going sideways, there's worse things that could be going down. But gold is going straight up. And for gold, I mean, this is considered straight up. If you look at the monthly time frame on gold, it quite literally is going straight up. So if you go full screen here, gold right now, I mean, you had this bull pennant. And again, I didn't see this because I never looked at this before today, but again, this looks like you are gonna, let me see, you've already hit the measure move on the monthly, so we are getting pretty extended, but I still see the smaller time frames looking for another move to the upside. So we'll see what happens, but to me, gold looks likely for, like, it wants to continue going to the upside. So monthly has hit its measure move, but the 4-hour time frame is trying to make another higher low. So to me, it looks likely at this point that sometime next week gold continues to the upside. As far as Tesla goes, I mean, to me, what Tesla ended up doing today, Tesla on the 4-hour time frame, kind of struggling. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So to me, that looks bad as well. That's a slanted head and shoulders pattern. You broke the upsloping trend line, and at this point now, obviously, you're just consolidating. Really, Tesla is consolidating between 215 and about 296. So you have weekly resistance now at 295, 296, and definitely very strong weekly support 215. The question is now in the next week or so, can you hold 215? I'm not so sure you can. We'll see what happens. But again, Tesla's another one I'm watching. I just don't see a buy on Tesla just yet. Even if you retest 215, that doesn't mean we should be buying it. It just doesn't look good. So below key moving averages to me, Tesla is a wait. And that's about all it is. But again, gold to me looks like a buy on Monday. So let's see what happens. Again, if you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know. Is Ethereum dead? Well, I don't know. I would say Ethereum's struggling quite a lot. So appreciate if you guys hit the likes. It does help support the channel. Thank you. And thank you for the members on TikTok. I do appreciate that as well. But yeah, I think Ethereum is struggling. I would personally not invest in Ethereum. I would not. I would rather hold Bitcoin, or if you want to hold an altcoin besides Bitcoin, I would definitely say Solana is where I would go. So, not financial advice, but to me, Ethereum it sucks. It sucks. So, I haven't looked at Ethereum in a long time, and there's a reason for that. The coin is garbage. I mean, Solana is better. It's cheaper fees. It's quicker. And frankly, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Ethereum. If Bitcoin goes to 120K this bull run, then I mean, Ethereum probably will make an all-time high at some point. But right now, the chart looks horrific. I am in a short currently on pause. I do want to go over the trades I'm in. I'm in a short on pause right now. That's a lower high on the half-hour time frame. Money flow doesn't look horrible, but I'm going to short on pause, and I'm going to short on Hippo. Those are the only two trades I'm in. Actually, both are kind of struggling right now. Hippo, that is a higher high on Hippo. So we'll see what happens. But those are the two trades I'm in right now. Let's go over and look at Ethereum really quickly. And I just want to see what's going on with it. I haven't looked at this in a long time. So to me, guys, this looks like it could keep dumping. I mean, it's not like I hate Ethereum. I just think that it's garbage. This is a descending triangle, and these break down 68% of the time. So let's see what happens. But to me, Ethereum looks like you can get another dump to the downside. That with basically a measure move of 970, you have support at 965, weekly support at 965. So can you go retest the weekly support in the next few weeks at 965? This suggests that you could. And wow, I didn't expect that. But Ethereum looks like you're bearish. You form the same highs and higher lows. That's a descending triangle. These break down about 68, 70% of the time. Let's see what happens. But to me, Ethereum looks like you're going to continue to bleed out against Bitcoin. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I would not be holding Ethereum. And if you want to look for an entry, so be it. You can wait on the silence. But to me, it's still a wait, and it's definitely still not a buy. This entire bull run Ethereum, based on the charts, not in my opinion, based on the charts and based on the TA, Ethereum, this entire bull run in the last 2 years has not been a buy. It just hasn't been. So to me, it's just still horrible. And if you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, that looks awful as well. So we'll see what happens. Let me look at Ethereum Bitcoin really quickly. You look at daily. Look, Ethereum, this tells you how Ethereum is performing compared to Bitcoin. And right now the chart's straight down. That means Bitcoin is crushing Ethereum. And you can see in the last week, Bitcoin has outperformed Ethereum by 2.4%. In the last month, it's been by 20%. In the last 3 months, it's been by 44%. That means if you bought Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, you would have 50% more Bitcoin in the last 6 months. It's down 51% in the last 6 months compared to Bitcoin. That's just insane. So, and again, I see more. I mean, yeah, that looks like a good short. You see the daily time frame, it's getting overbought, making a significant lower high. That looks horrible. And to me, I kind of see a mini descending triangle even on the daily for this asset. I mean, to me, guys, why would you hold this? I mean, I don't get it. So it looks like this wants to continue bleeding out. I mean, Ethereum has gone home, and I don't know where it's going now, as Ben Cohen likes to say. if you know who he is. So right now the measure move is 1284 on Ethereum, Bitcoin. And right now we're sitting at what, 18.6. So I would look for more downside on Ethereum. I don't think the bottom's in. I think the price of Ethereum could go down to 965, and then from there that's a weekly support. So hopefully you get some kind of bounce there. But to me, Ethereum does look like you could get a little bit more blood in the water on Ethereum. All right, guys, that's all I got. If you guys have other requests, let me know. But I don't see any love here, so I'm gonna get on out of here. But I did just want to update you guys. I'll have a longer stream, like always, on Monday. But that's kind of what I want to talk about right now. Hey, guys, I said I see a likely move to the downside if you don't hold 84.8 a few minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, and now you're starting to get that move to the downside. Head and shoulders on Bitcoin on the 5-minute with a measure move of approximately $84,200. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we hit that measure move. But again, that's my bearish sentiment. And actually, I'm not going to trade tonight, but looks like the most likely scenario would be 84.2. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, guys, respect the trend. The trend is your friend until the end, baby. This was a quick update. I'll see you guys in the live stream Monday at 11 p.m. Central Time for a longer stream. Until then, trade safe and have a great rest of your Thursday night. Cheers and good adios.